Hello, how's it going? Welcome back to some more F1 22 and part 6 of my team career mode with Brawn GP. Today we are back with the action and our first ever run around the Miami Grand Prix circuit. Really looking forward to it. If you're enjoying the series, make sure you leave a big like down below, subscribe for plenty more F1 content and all of that good stuff. Let's get into the action. We have got a few R&D parts coming through. We've got 4 in the making at the moment, 2 of which should be in place by Miami. So we'll keep an eye on that and see if they come through. Our quality control hasn't been great, let's be honest. But we might go ahead and upgrade some of our facilities at some point. So let's have a little look at the aerodynamics department. We could potentially upgrade this. Quality control. And that would be complete very, very quickly. Now what's going to be the best to do? I think perhaps the chassis department. No, aerodynamics. We're going to go aerodynamics. We're going to get that sorted out. So that's going to cost us a little bit of money. Okay, R&D, we can't do anything with that just yet. But let's have a little look at our possibilities here. So definitely want to do some chassis equipment upgrade. We'll do some aero team building as well. We'll do some race simulations and a second drive external training. That looks good. Okay, let's continue on. So the improved energy store cells.
We had a major issue
How annoying.
earlier this week, so the entire development package for this weekend has failed. Any redevelopments will need to be ordered from the R&D screen.
Can we get that through? Oh no, we'll be just after Miami now. That's an annoying one. Okay, let's keep going then.
You're not currently in a rivalry. Sooner or later, you'll probably be asked by
Hey,
the media
spark
who you
plugs.
consider to be your rival. Think carefully who you select, as while you will receive a claim for beating them, you'll lose a claim if you fail to do so. Morning! It looks like a department has just completed a facility upgrade. Details have been sent to your inbox.
Okay, so the spark plugs have worked. So we've now got a reshaped combustion chamber, cylinder head, and stators. So let's have a little look at what we could get. So we could grab that. What's going to give us more performance? That one, ever so slightly, I think. And that will be on the energy recovery system, which I think we need to improve anyway. Okay. Let's pop that on development. That's fine. Okie dokie then. Nothing in our inbox. Let's have a look at our new facility then. Has been upgraded slightly. Nice. Okay. Right, let's continue on then.
Our new parts have completed without issue. They'll be on the car, ready for the next race weekend.
I mean, that looks like a massive upgrade if we get all of those in, but the problem is it's taking us twice as long because we're failing all of our quality control checks, and that's really, really tough. really, really tough to bear. Anyway, there's autocross or there is time attack. Let's go for autocross because I don't know what that is. So let's head into the next Pirelli hot lap. You know, we like doing these at the start, and it'll get us used to the circuit as well, which will be good. Or at least a little bit. So navigate through some carefully placed cones as quickly as possible to avoid... in this agility challenge. Take care to avoid hitting or missing the cone gates, as this will incur time penalties. Okie dokie. Right, we want the chase. Oh no, we quite liked the cockpit, didn't we? Yeah, right. And then control scheme, we need to go back to the normal control scheme. And here we go. And it's lights out. Away we go here in Miami. And we are off and running. Don't hit the cones. Ah, this is tough. A lot tougher than I anticipated. Yep, missed that one. Oh, no. Well, at the very least, we've had a practice run. That's not good. So what is it? 1 minute 18 is the target, but we've hit so many cones and missed so many that we have got penalties. Oh dearie me. This is awful. And there's 49 of them. I mean, to be fair, I'm not that familiar with the Miami circuit. Obviously, watched it in real life, but haven't driven it yet. Haven't had that pleasure, so that's my excuse anyway. But I struggle to do this in an F1 car. Never mind a sports car. Right, 34 of 49. I just don't really know. Did we only get one attempt at it? Oh, well, that's a shame. Go on, let's give it one go. Let's give it one more go. I think we gave up pretty quickly with that. Okay, it's lights out and away we go. Here at Miami for the second run of our autocross challenge. I think it's more important to get through the gates and absolutely floor it. Yes, it's not bad so far. Yeah. This one's going to be tough to hit, but we do hit it. That's what we're talking about. Come on. We're about halfway through. Ah! Oh, damn it. Can we flash back? No. So we're not getting gold. I don't think we can get silver now either. Oh dear. No, it's all gone wrong again. That's too hard, I think. Nah. I don't really know how you're meant to do that faster. It is what it is. So our first failed Pirelli hot lap doesn't bode well for our weekend, though, does it? Let's be honest. Let's advance on. Now, Miami, of course, is going to be a tough challenge, I think, for us this weekend. We've went on the back of 2 race results that have been very favourable. 6th in Australia and 8th in Imola, outperforming the car, getting those points on the board. Who knows, maybe we can go out there and perform this weekend, but it will be tough. We will see how it goes, and I'll see you guys for qualifying to see if it all comes together. Who knows? Okay then, here we are out on track in qualifying, preparing for our first timed lap. I do think we've improved on the straight line speed this weekend with the setup, so hopefully that should be something that I'm not complaining about all the time. But here we go, on a lap of the Miami circuit then. Looks like somebody locked up into turn 1. But I must admit, I've thoroughly enjoyed driving this track this weekend, and Pace has been pretty good. Was P7 in free practice 2. So, fingers crossed we can pull something off here. A little bit wide through that series of corners. This first lap, bit of a banker time. You know, don't want to bin it. But purple through the first sector, which can't be bad. As Daniel Ricciardo goes quickest with a 1:31.4, so that's the sort of benchmark we're looking at. But yeah, this section I've actually really enjoyed. I thought I would absolutely hate this section, but I've thoroughly enjoyed it. And sort of gliding over the curbs, it just feels so natural to me. And then onto this straight, and I mean, we are behind one of the Williams cars, and we've visibly caught up to them on this lap. A 1:29.4 from Sainz. That's more like it from the Ferrari. And that's definitely going to be quicker than us, you would feel. And quicker than our potential today. We're going to come up to the line. We come down the hill all the way up to turn 1. DRS open. It's a 1:30.4, which I tell you what, that is not a bad first gambit. Third place, ahead of Sergio Perez for now, but we can definitely improve that.
Less than 1 lap of fuel left now. The tank's pretty much empty.
But you can see straight away now that we're out of ERS deployment, we're really struggling. So that's definitely something we need to think about going forward, is improving that ERS system and making it just a little bit more efficient. But P5 at the moment, that is something to be incredibly happy about. Okay, 4 minutes to go in this qualifying session. We are currently in 13th place, you know, around about 0.6 of a second ahead of the drop zone. You can see in Sector 1 we are absolutely flying through there. Sector 2 not bad either, and Sector 3 is perhaps where we could improve slightly. We are sort of 0.6 around behind the people around us, so maybe that is where we could pull it back. Now again, that could be a straight line speed problem, but let's get out there on another set of tyres, which are going to go 0.5 quicker apparently. Can we ride on board with anybody? It doesn't seem to be the case. So 208 through the speed trap is around about 13th place. So let's head out there. Let's see what we can produce on our final qualifying lap. Okay, half a second up on our second qualifying run, and there you go, a 1:29.8 is what we produce in the end, and that's enough for 8th place in Q1, and we will certainly take that. That was an awesome little lap there at the end, and there you go, Charles Leclerc leading the way on a 1:28.4, but we are only 1.3 seconds behind, and with that sort of pace, potentially we could get through to Q3, who knows. But our teammate Oscar Piastri well down the order, 1.7 seconds slower than us. We just seem to have hooked it up this weekend, which is fantastic to see. Alex Albon, Nicholas Latifi, Vettel, Zhou Guanyu and Mick Schumacher all joining him out in Q1. Well, Pierre Gasly's out of the session. Not entirely sure what's happened to him. Can we have a little look somehow? Is that Gasly there? Yeah, I think it is. But what has happened to him? I think he must have had an engine failure, which is a shock to see in qualifying. But he is out of Q2, which gives us a chance of getting our best ever qualifying here. So let's see how we get on in our first lap. It was a 1:29.8 that we pulled off at the end of Q1. Probably expecting a little regression in that, as we're being a little bit more cautious, and there you go. It was a 1:30.3, so 0.5 slower than our end of Q1 time. But That's quicker than Magnussen and Bottas currently. We'll see how we get on later in the session. Okay, once again, 4 minutes to go in the session. We are currently in 11th place, 1/10 behind Daniel Ricciardo in P10. If we were to produce our 1:29.8 once again, then we would be through to Q3 as it stands, but it is going to be incredibly close. Just going to move that time on a little bit before we go out there and try and be the last man over the line, so that we know exactly what we need to produce. So here we go. The pressure's on for the final lap of Q2. And as I've just left the pit lane there, we've somehow moved up to 10th place. I don't quite know what's happened there. I have noticed that glitch has appeared again. I mean, it's been a glitch in the game for years where the positions do change around when you leave the pit lane, but yeah, not entirely sure. But here we go. Well, you can see at this stage of the lap we are miles ahead. That's a purple sector 2. We are 4.7 tenths up, nearly half a second up, and you can see on the left hand side our timing has now changed to 8th place. Really not sure what's going on with the timing screens right now, but here we come up to the line. Are we going to get through to Q3 for the first time with Brawn GP's return? Yes, we are, and P4 in Q2. That is a very impressive lap time, and well, something special could be on the cards here. Have a look at that. We are ahead of Lewis Hamilton, a slightly quicker lap than what we put in Q2. Lots of people slower than they were in Q1. Strangely enough, Daniel Ricciardo has made it through to Q3. Yeah, not entirely sure why George Russell, Bottas and Gasly didn't set a time. I'm assuming Russell and Bottas somehow lost their time. If we have a little look at the race director, can we see what happened? I mean, you can invalidated lap time apparently. So there you go. Perhaps corner cutting? I really don't know. I mean, is that a new feature in this year's game where the AI get times deleted? Because I've never really looked into it before, but we did just sort of jump up the order on that lap, and I mean, we would have made it through anyway with that time, I think. So it kind of doesn't make any difference, but it's going to be an interesting Q3. Both McLarens, both Alpines, both Red Bulls, both Ferraris, and then a Brawn GP and a Mercedes. Well, we're on a used set of soft tyres because we've ran out of new sets. We've got one more new set that you're obviously given at the start of Q3, but we'll use that right at the end of the session when in theory the track will be at its absolute best. So we're going to put in a little bank of time here so we can afford to maybe push a little harder than we would normally on a bank of time. Nearly lost it through there. Yeah, good pace through there, but you can definitely feel the tyres aren't quite as comfortable as they once were. About a tenth down on our Q2 bank of time. First sector now. Middle sector was where we absolutely smashed it before, so I've got to get that braking point absolutely spot on. Got the braking point right, just not the line, and well, we have an invalidated lap time, so what I might do is back right off and try and let those guys through and have another attempt here. Okay, then here we come for our bank of time. Of course, didn't have a full ERS deployment, so a 31.1, which does put us 8th place at the moment. So I'm happy that we went round and did that again. Obviously, that's a long way off the pace, but Daniel Ricciardo and Lewis Hamilton, for some reason, they're also a long way off the pace. But you know, there's something special out there for us today if we can manage it. We are 10th in the speed trap. I mean, that is showing me that the straight line speed is still well down. I mean, we were seeing 208 in qualifying 1 when we had a little look. So we're a long way down on the speed trap. I suppose on that particular lap that we've just done, that was without ERS deployment. But we'll keep an eye on it, and hopefully we can have a go at pole position very, very shortly. Well, here we go then. You can see how much time we are making up on this straight. We are over a second quicker. And as we come into the final corner, we kiss the apex and run a little bit wide. And then we run down the hill. It's going to be around about a 1:29.9. We come up to the line, and it is P4. What a qualifying performance today. That is what we are talking about. Fantastic performance there around Miami. Our very first run at the circuit. And we will settle for that.
Top 3 today. Leclerc, Verstappen, and Carlos Sainz. Well, that wraps up qualifying, but don't worry. We'll be back tomorrow as we head into the Grand Prix.
Well, quite a mixed up grid it's going to be for tomorrow. It's, you know, Fernando Alonso there in 5th, Lando Norris there in 6th, you know, in the McLaren. Lewis Hamilton 7th for Mercedes. Will be looking to come back through. Perez out of position there. Ocon and Ricciardo up there. But wow, P4 for tomorrow's race, that is a big shock. Perhaps the AI aren't as good as other tracks around here, but we'll definitely take it because, as I say, it's been a tough old season in terms of our pace. So I'm very happy that we have made it so far up the field in qualifying for the first time around Miami. And let's see how we get on in the race.
Welcome to the Miami International Autodrome, home of the Miami Grand Prix. This exciting track circumnavigates the Hard Rock Stadium, home to the National Football League outfit, the Miami Dolphins. A lap of the Miami Grand Prix features 3.36 miles of track around the Hard Rock Stadium, and 19 corners make up the Miami International Autodrome, which will challenge the drivers in a tight wheel-to-wheel race. Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. Charles Leclerc lines up on pole position, edging out Max Verstappen, who'll start from P2. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Sainz, the captain, Fernando Alonso, and Perez, Ocon, Ricciardo, Tsunoda, and Lance Stroll, Hamilton, Magnussen, Pierre Gasly, and Bottas, Norris, Mick Schumacher, Guan Yu Zhou, and Alex Albon, Russell, they've taken a grid penalty, Latifi, Vettel, and Oscar Piastri. It's almost time for the lights to go out, so let's head down to the track where preparations are underway. Anthony Davidson joins me once again in the commentary box. Ant, it's fantastic to have you with us here, but I'm curious, as a man with experience out on the track, how do you stop those pre-race nerves from becoming overwhelming when you're lining up on the grid?
Well, I imagine they'll be starting to feel the adrenaline as they anticipate the run down into turn 1, a bit like preparing to go into battle. The unknown situation will bring nerves, but that's a good thing. It will keep them focused on the moment and on their surroundings as we build towards the start of the Grand Prix.
Okay, here we are down on track then. Definitely going to be an interesting race. You know, we've got chances out there. We are well out of position though. I'm still aiming for points, but I wouldn't be surprised if we dropped out of them. Medium hard seems to be the favoured strategy here, but I guess we'll just have to see how the race goes. But I think try and keep it simple. try not to go for it too much. We'll stick an extra lap's worth of fuel in the car just to try and keep us ticking over. So let's get into the formation lap.
Here we go then, the formation lap is underway and the track temperature looks warm. That may or may not play into some of the team's hands in today's race. So as all the cars take their positions on the grid, the teams will be hoping their strategies pay off for them in today's race. The question I'm asking is which teams have got it right, which ones have got it horribly wrong?
Well, here we are, lined up on the grid. There is a distinct possibility we could be leading on the first lap if we get a good start, so we got to try and aim for that. But yeah, everybody on the medium tyres, so not much in terms of strategy, but here we go. Lights out, away we go here in Miami. It's a decent start off the grid for us, but we may well get swamped by faster cars into turn one, namely Sergio Perez, who's chucked it down the outside there. And, well, we lose a couple of positions, tagged a little bit there. I think that was Lance Stroll behind us, but we're now down to 6th position, but this is certainly a position that we take at the end of the Grand Prix. It was a decent start off the line for us, but, yeah, Perez sort of coming out of nowhere put pay to that, but Ocon is up, Fernando Alonso is up ahead. He's a slower car than Perez, so that could bring about some enforced changes in this Grand Prix and a little bit of battling, but we want to try and keep on to the back of this battle for as long as possible to sort of drag us forward in this race, but we'll certainly take that. That was an excellent launch off the line, perhaps one of the best of the season, and I know a lot of people have been struggling with starts on F1 22, but certainly I found them a lot easier than F1 2021, but that's just my personal experience, of course. Anyway, first test of our straight line speed here, and well, we've got Ocon behind, but he's not looking like he's going to make an immediate overtake, which is fantastic to see. So it looks like we've finally fixed that straight line speed issue that we've been having. Obviously carrying a lot less drag around this circuit than we have been perhaps in other Grand Prix so far this season, but a decent start, 6th position, and let's hope we can hold on to it. Okay, here we come on to lap 5 of this Grand Prix, and we're pulling away from Esteban Ocon. Sergio Perez has got ahead of Fernando Alonso, which has sort of brought them closer to me, but things are going well so far. Well, you joined me on lap 10 of this Grand Prix, and we're controlling the pace rather nicely. Hamilton's finally made it past Ocon, which might make it a little bit more interesting for us, because surely he's going to be quicker than us in this race, so we may well see him close in, but we have Ocon covered at the moment, and you can see Hamilton is visibly closing in on us, so perhaps he's going to be a danger to at least our 6th place, but I'm very, very impressed with our race pace around here so far. Now, what is strange is we're a long way behind Fernando Alonso ahead, which, you know, if he's in the same machinery as Ocon, how is he so much quicker? Well, Lewis Hamilton has closed in very, very quickly indeed, and he's got the DRS, and that's going to be an easy overtake for the 7-time world champion.
Can win that problem our end, and we're to it. Gap to your teammate
Oh, no.
behind is 17.9 seconds.
Well, the team have just informed me
We're approaching the pit window now, and you're going to be on hards next time.
that there could be a problem with the car. How devastating would that be on our strongest performance?
So we're experiencing an ERS software glitch. Good news, it looks like the fault's been fixed. Let's go.
Okay, fair enough. But yeah, we can't seem to get it off overtake. I don't know why it's still on.
So the issue seems to be fixed, but we'll keep monitoring it from our end.
Okay. Woo! There we go. I think it was just like forced overtake mode, which was a bit of a disaster. But we're back under control now, and hopefully can start pulling away from Ocon again. Okay, so Lewis Hamilton is into the pit lane. Be interesting to see
Hamilton is stopping
where
now.
we come out compared to him. I think Ocon is... Oh, well, sorry, Alonso's in as
This
well.
lap, give us the best in lap you can.
So now we got to absolutely smash this in lap. So here we go. Well, you can see how much we visibly closed in on Verstappen over this lap, but Ocon has caught us as well. So it's very, very interesting out there. We might well jump Hamilton again if this is anything to go by. So here we come into the pit lane.
And it looks like
And there
the
we
pit
go.
crew are out in the lane and ready to perform their magic on the car.
So we're in. Ocon, you know, managed a good little final corner as well. He's come and joined us, but he might get held up by other teams. Here we go. Hurry up. We're away. And we are ahead of Ocon.
Okay,
Very
stay
good.
clear of the white line on the exit. We'll receive a penalty for dangerous driving if you cross onto the track.
Need to be careful with our cold tyres though. We've just seen with Verstappen, it can affect you. Hamilton's gone easily through there. So, no luck there. There's a yellow flag somewhere. And it's up ahead. And I think it might be Lewis Hamilton. Now, will this bring about a safety car period? I really don't know. But I don't know. Hamilton's out. There's Hamilton.
Right, they've got a serious car issue.
That's surely got to be a safety car. Oh, a little bit of a mistake through there. Wow, I can't believe it's not a safety car.
Green flag.
How on earth has that happened? Well, you joined me on lap 21 of this Grand Prix, and it has been a little bit of a lonely one. Obviously, we had the incident with Hamilton, where he's out of the race, but since then, not a lot has happened. Ocon has closed in and then fallen away once again, so, you know, at the moment, we are just in complete control of 6th place, and it's not looking like anything's going to happen, although there are yellow flags up ahead. Is that with Alonso and Perez? I think that Fernando Alonso's slowing down. Alonso is slowing down, and I think he is out of the race, so it's going to be another position that we gain.
Caution, caution.
The question is there going to be a safety car at this late stage?
Okay, be aware there's an incident in the next
Doesn't
part of the
look
track.
like it.
No
Fernando
overtaking
Alonso has
through
pulled
the yellow
over,
flags.
but no safety car as yet. We are up into 5th place now, though, and that's 10 points and would be our best ever race finish. Lap of this Grand Prix. We have taken a little bit of underbody damage on the penultimate lap of the race over the curbs. The sort of chicane towards the end of the lap that we've been taking much better than the AI all weekend. Managed to pick up a bit of underbody. It's typical, really, that would happen on the penultimate lap of the Grand Prix when I've raced 27 previous laps and done absolutely fine.
Front is 26.2 seconds.
But I think Charles Leclerc has won the Miami Grand Prix. It's 4 out of 5 for him this season so far. Looks like Carlos Sainz is going to finish second with Max Verstappen third. There has been a little bit of swapping positions between those two, so a good little battle. Sergio Perez is going to finish in 4th place. Are we going to manage to hold on to 5th? This underbody damage does seem to be affecting us more than we'd like, but we are out of the DRS zone, and I feel like that is going to be the main thing here. So it looks like we're going to come through and finish 5th for the best result of the season so far for us. And Esteban Ocon is going to finish 6th for Alpine. What it could have been for them, because Alonso was comfortably in 5th place earlier this race. But here we come up to the line. We're going to take the checkered flag and a well-deserved 10 points this weekend. Come on!
That's the end of the race. We'll see you in Parc Fermé.
Here we are then, a phenomenal Miami Grand Prix, and what a great show of skill from our race winners today. What do you think it was today, Ant, that gave them the edge over the competition?
I'd say it was down once again to good, consistent driving, nailing the corners, working to the track conditions and perfecting the team's strategies. They got all of these things right today, and the results speak for themselves.
And here we are, a team that is no stranger to the podium, taking their place on top once again. A sublime race today, and a stunning win for Ferrari. And now let's take a look at the drivers' standings. Charles Leclerc, currently leading the championship standings, extends his lead even further with this result. So, Anthony Davidson, who would you rank as your driver of the day?
There's a few contenders, but George Russell definitely stood out, I think. A really solid drive from him today, and one I'm sure the fans enjoyed.
Let's move on to the Constructors. Ferrari continue to extend the gap at the top of the table. Meanwhile, good work from Aston Martin this weekend, who've pushed themselves further up the order. It's been an absolutely wild weekend of Formula One action, and I can't wait to see what's next.
Well, there you have it then. Charles Leclerc wins the Miami Grand Prix. Carlos Sainz finishes second. Max Verstappen in third. Sergio Perez finishes fourth. We finish in fifth, ahead of Esteban Ocon in sixth. George Russell recovers from 19th place all the way to 7th in the race. Lando Norris finishes 8th with Tsunoda 9th and Valtteri Bottas in 10th. Our teammate Oscar Piastri, where's he? Oh yeah, he struggled today. Definitely not his best weekend. Just ahead of Nicholas Latifi and Lance Stroll. But it does look like he is struggling for form at the moment. What it does mean is that we are up to 10th in the standings. Got to be happy with that. You know, if we could finish there at the end of the season, that would be obviously fantastic. But we are driving the wheels off this thing at the moment. Setting up the car has been an absolute treat recently, and well, going into a tricky part of the season, we've obviously got Spain and Monaco, where traditionally they're not circuits that I do particularly well at, so you know, we're getting our times banked in early, and 22 points already this season. Probably more than we would have expected for the whole of the season. So every team has scored. It is going to be an amazing, you know, middle part of the season as we look ahead towards some of the best circuits on the calendar. But it has been an awesome season so far. I really hope you're enjoying. If you are, make sure you leave a big thumbs up down below. Subscribe for plenty more F1 content. And I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.